Hi, this is Morris. Yeah, I'm going to continue solving today. I'm going to continue solving a vertex form type of quadratic function. So today problem is asking is a word problem. It's saying how many x-intercepts does each function have? Explain how you know, then determine whether each intercept is positive, negative, or zero. A quadratic function with x-axis of symmetry equals 0 and maximum of 8. A quadratic function with vertex at 3 and 1 passing through the point 1 and -3. A quadratic function with range y is greater than 1. A quadratic function with y-intercept equals 0 and x of symmetry equal 1. So I suggest that you write this down and then follow the solution as you go along. So let me put this one down because we have a little place to work on. So here, I'll put it aside here. And now let's start. First, we start by writing down the vertex form. So vertex are given by this formula. Y is A, X minus P squared plus Q. That's vertex. So now let's take A. A is saying that line of symmetry is given to us as 0. And maximum is given to us as 8. You have to know a few things here. When x is 0, it means that p equals 0 because x of symmetry is the value of p mostly. And then when maximum is 8, which means that q is 8 because value of maximum is value of q. So these are vital information that you have to know. And then we use graph to analyze our problem, whether we have two x-intercept or positive, negative, or 0 intercept. So now let's do that. So our graph will look like this. We have positive y-axis, we have positive x-axis, and we have negative y-axis, and we have negative x-axis. When p is 0, y is 8, so we have 8 here. And because we have maximum, we know that our graph open down, which means that our graph is going to look like this. Parabola will open down, crossing x-axis at 2 points, positive and negative x-axis. So basically, we have answered this question. We have two x-intercepts that are positive and negative. So basically, that's what we want. We are not required to find exactly the accurate value of intercept. So we have solved A. Now the next, B. Now, B. Quadratic function with vertex. Vertex is given. Vertex here is given as 3 and 1, and passing through 1 and -3. This information is enough for us to determine whether we have 0 intercept or 2 intercept, x-intercept. So now let's get to doing that. So now, there is our equation. We have to calculate A first. X minus P squared plus Q. We have given 2 points, so that means this is X and this is Y. So we sub in. Y is -3. X is 1. And P is 3. Square here. Q is 1. So Q is 1. We are left with A to calculate. Subtract 1 from both sides. We'll have A minus 2 here squared. We'll have -4 equal 4A. Divide by 4, we have -1. So a is -1. Now we rewrite our equation. Y is -1 because a is 1 here. And then x, our p is 3 squared plus q, our q is 1. Now we can calculate intercept here. Intercept, x-intercept, x-intercept is calculated by letting y equal 0. So let's do that. 0, -1, x, 3 squared plus 1. We subtract 1 from both sides. We have -1, x, 3 squared. Divided by -1, divided by -1, we have +1. And then x, we have +1. Then x minus 3 squared. We take root of both sides. Root of 1 is 1, but it's +1, positive or -1. And then x minus 3 will drop out from the root. Now we solve for x. When we solve for x here, we will have 3 plus or -1, which means that we have two values of x, two x-intercepts here. x1 is going to be equal 3 plus 1, that is 4. x2 is going to be 3 minus 1, that is 2. So we have two positive x-intercepts. We can grab it so that we see it. So now let's see it. Even though we are required, we are not required. This is y, and this is x, and this is -y, -x. We put in our information. Our arc of symmetry is 3. So it's going to be here, 3. And then our two intercepts is 4 here and 2 here. You see that? 4 there and 2 here. And then q is 1. When p is 3, q is 1. So let's say it's up there. That's 1. So our parabola will be like that, crossing to which are positive, both positive, in the first quadrant. So we have two x-intercept, both +2, both positive. So basically we have solved B. So now let's go to the next. So our next equation. So let's solve the next. So our next problem is C. C. So what information is given us is quadratic function with range. Range equal y. So that's the only information given to us. So now let's use a graph to analyze that. So this is our graph. Y, positive x, negative y axis. The origin, 0 is there. So now our range is greater, y is greater than 1. That means our range starts somewhere here, 0, 1. We have 1 there. So our graph will look like this. The bottom will be at that one here. So now we have 0. So from here we could see we have zeros, x, we have zeros, x, intercept. 0 x-intercept. So this is our x-intercept. So and our graph is above that because y, the range is greater than the range is greater is equal or greater to 1. So that basically that's what we have there. So now, so we have that. So let us do D. So D is that a quadratic function with y-intercept. So y-intercept is given is 0. And line of symmetry x is 1. So let's use graph to analyze that problem. y, then negative positive, then negative x, negative y. So y-intercept is 0. That means y-intercept, y is our graph is going to cross here. Our graph is going to cross there. And an arc of symmetry is positive. So now we know that arc of symmetry is going to be 1 here. This is 1. That means our graph is a parabola that is opening up, passing through, crossing y-axis here. So we have 2 x-intercept. Okay, so here we have 2 x-intercept. 0, x equals 0, and x is positive here. Okay, and then x is a positive number. So if we have 0 here, 1 here, that is 2, and x equals 2. 0, because our line of symmetry divide the parabola into 2 equal parts, which means that we have 0 here, we have 1 here, we'll have 2 there. So that's 2. So our x will be 2 there. So basically we have answered everything. So you can use the information given to you, like this information, to determine intercept, whether y or x-intercept. So I will solve problem of this type and also solve another problem. So what you have to understand is understanding P in relation to line of symmetry, Q in relation to maximum, and you will be able to solve this kind of problem.